All right, guys. So, hey, this is going to solve everything, okay? Because Brigitte Macron is going to provide scientific and photographic evidence that she is a woman to a U.S. court, her lawyer reveals. Now, I realize we're going to get into the details of this, obviously, but photographic evidence would be pictures of a, what are we talking about, dude? And let me tell you guys something. I can provide physical, like evidence of, like video or scientific evidence. If we're just doing like pictures and videos, I think we should jump into that right now. You know what I mean? I think we should just start right now. We'll get into some videos that, would kind of lean us one way or the other. And then we'll talk about this lawsuit, that she's got going on with Candace Owens, because it's like, this lawsuit is the absolute ultimate example of the Streisand effect. It's like you had the whole world thinking that this was a completely lunatic fringe conspiracy theory. And then she sued Candace Owens. And I'm going to assume, here that, the people in the know, they know that that Candace is right. And so when you look at some of this stuff and you consider that what they're saying now, how they're going to solve this is photographic. So what are they going to do? They're just going to show us a picture of a vajayjay. They're all, this belongs to Brigitte. It's like, does it now? Because that's one thing I will tell you right now. If they have the judge in their pocket, then they could just provide, photo evidence or something. And it's like, yeah, we checked it scientifically. This is a woman. And it's not impossible they do that just to, to screw Candace. Because like, look, the people who are involved over here are very, very powerful, but we're going to get into all of that. So go ahead and buckle in. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, I appreciate you guys doing that. Welcome to the 10,000 new subscribers I've got over the last week. We talk about other things besides Charlie Kirk, but we'll be going back to that later today. But go ahead and like this video as well, if you don't mind. Okay, check this out. So this is a video of Brigitte Macron sitting down. This is the one where I died laughing watching this the first time I watched this.
Sent me a video of Brigitte Macron, Macron's wife, face slapping him. Yeah, that's wild.
Dude, my favorite is the look into the camera once he realizes I got caught.
Yeah, that's a weird relationship.
Well, she was his teacher.
If it was a she. You ever see her sit down? Watch this. This is it. I've never seen a woman sit down like this.
Is this her when she was a teacher?
Watch this. Watch how she sits down. Bro, someone sent me...
Oh, man, I'm not a perfect person. I remember the first time I did this, I did a voiceover, and people were just dying, dude. So I will do that again for you guys, all right? Let's do this again. Ready? Here's Brigitte's like, yes, use visual. Let me take my seat. And, ooh, what's a good seat right here? And, oh, my balls. My fucking balls. Hey, that looks like a girl, guys. That totally 100% looks like a girl, okay? Now, let's take a look at this, though. This one is absolutely damning, okay? Damning. And it's a photograph. You'll see in a second. It's a photograph of Jean-Michel Trogneau over the years. You tell me if this looks like this is not the same person.
To wake up. So we will start from the top here with a photo of Brigitte Macron. Real name, Jean-Michel Trogneau. That person that you are looking at on the right is not a woman. Okay? Here is a photo, by the way, just over the years, Jean-Michel Trogneau, as he became Brigitte. As I said, the evidence for this is overwhelming. That second photo, I believe they found a photo of him at a pride parade when he was just living as a homosexual man. That next photo is...
Bottom line, okay? Bottom line is right in the middle right there, dude. Okay? If you think that this person... Because if this person right here is this person right here, then bottom line, Brigitte Macron is that born boy ends up woman. Like, is that right there? That is definitely supposedly Brigitte. And this is supposedly definitely Jean-Michel. So right there, if you believe that those two people are not the same person, then, I disagree. But if it's obvious to you that they are the same person, then this conversation is over. And so when I don't know, what the people bringing the case against Candace are like, here is the photographic evidence. This is Brigitte, and here is her box. It's going to be like, I'm going to need to see the metadata on that. I'm definitely going to need it. Like, I could go on to an AI program right now and just be like, can you please create a video of me and Candace, and we start talking, and then we morph into the same person, and then we turn into a gigantic dildo that is then used on Brigitte Macron, while Brigitte Macron then turns into a dragon and then flies into outer space and poof, turns into rainbow sprinkles. Okay, like, and it'll look real. So if you're telling me that all they're gonna have is just like Brigitte naked, it's like, see, there's Brigitte with a vajayjay. It's like, give me a break, okay? If you want to play that game, I need multiple doctors to go ahead and do an examination. Like, let Candace and her people bring in their own independent doctor that will go and examine and go, okay, cool. Like, okay. Absent that, don't tell me you have a pictures or a video, dude. Okay. Now, Nissy Social, this is my homegirl right here. Okay. Like, me and her rap out all the time. And she was the first one to cover the walk. And it was just like, it was so, she did it. And then after she did it is when Candace started talking about the walk. Also, I'm sure Candace's producers probably saw this, but just check this out. Okay. And then I promise we're going to get to the article. All right. Check this.
That Brigitte may be a man. I just have one question. Have you ever seen Brigitte? More specifically, have you ever seen Brigitte walk? Brigitte has a very masculine gait, and there is scientific reason for why there is a difference between the way that men walk and women walk.
If you look closely at the woman in the yellow dress, you'll see that when her right foot leads forward, her right hip appears to rise and swing outward. As her right foot moves behind her, her right hip moves down and swings in slightly. So why do women walk this way? It boils down to some key differences between male and female anatomy. A key difference between the skeleton of men and women is the pelvic bone. The female pelvis tends to be wider and shorter than the male pelvis. It needs to be this way because women's hips need to accommodate something totally crazy: pregnancy. Because of the extra width of the pelvic bone, the hip joint is different in women as compared to men. The acetabulum in men is aligned straight across the ball of the femur, while the acetabulum in women tends to angle forward. This means that in women, the pelvic bone needs to move along with the femur as women walk, as compared to men, where the pelvic bone stays roughly in the same position while men walk.
Like, Brigitte walks like an arthritic man, which makes it even probably harder for her to like pretend that she walks like a chick. You know what I mean? Because like the whole sway thing, it's like not so much with the not so much with the athleticism to be able to like walk, except for just making your legs go forward. You know what I mean?
My opinion, that is strong enough evidence to rest my case.
You know, I still can't get enough of Candace though. So let's watch Candace talk about Brigitte's walk also.
Brigitte Macron does not walk right. She doesn't walk right. There's a lot that can be discerned from someone's gait, and I want you guys in this moment to pay close attention to how she walks. Here is a clip of her walking out of a shopping store in Paris. Take a look here. This is slowed down for you. Just look at the legs, the posture. It's interesting, okay? And of course, to add to that, the now infamous clip of Brigitte as a drama instructor.
Now, we've already seen that one. That's the one where we show, oh my balls. But I found this one too, dude. So just check out this one, then we're going to get to the actual story. Okay, so Macron and his wife walk along NOOTROPIC beach. His wife walk along NOOTROPIC beach. This is before they knew everybody was on to him. Man, this is, hey, happier times, dude. Happier times back then. Look at this. 19,000 views, 62 likes. That's interesting. Not super popular, apparently. Man, that's, life was good back then, dude. All right, here we go. I'm walking. Can't really tell. Anyway, whatever. All right, so let's move over to the actual story. All right, so here you go. So Brigitte Macron will provide scientific and photographic evidence she is a woman to U.S. court, her lawyer reveals. Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron are planning to present photographic evidence to a U.S. court to prove she is a woman. Yeah. I cannot possibly stress enough how little faith that anyone should have in photographic evidence at this point, okay? Their lawyer said that the French president and his wife will present evidence to support their defamation lawsuit against American right-wing influencer Candace Owens, who promoted claims that Mrs. Macron was born a man. Hey, guess what, guys? There's photographic evidence right there that Candace is telling the truth. How about that? How about that photographic evidence right there? Okay. How about that photographic evidence? You know what I mean? Okay. So, and Tom Clare, the Macron's lead counsel on the case, told BBC that his clients were willing to demonstrate generically and specifically that the allegations were false. He said there would be expert testimony that will come out that will be scientific in nature without revealing specifics. Asked whether the Macrons would be sharing photographs of Mrs. Macron pregnant and raising her children, he said they would be presented in court where there are rules and standards. Okay, yeah. Oh, so you're gonna show pictures of Brigitte Macron pregnant, and we're just gonna buy that in a time where I could show you I can make a picture of Donald Trump pregnant right now on my computer within 30 seconds. Give me a break. Okay, the Macrons, he said, have found the claims aired by Owens extremely upsetting. It is incredibly upsetting to think that you have to go and subject yourself to put this type of proof forward. Mr. Clare said that it would be a process Ms. Macron would have to subject herself to in a very public way, but said she was willing to in order to do what it takes to set the record straight. Okay, why don't you guys just have multiple doctors, independent doctors, verify this? You know what I mean? Like, why don't we just have independent doctors verify this? That'll be easy, right? I acknowledge that the claims had been a distraction to the French president, adding, I don't want to suggest that it somehow has thrown him off his game. He's not immune from that because he's the president of a country. The couple launched their defamation suit in July, accusing the influencer of propagating outlandish, defamatory, and far-fetched fictions that fueled a lie-filled campaign of global humiliation and relentless bullying. Oh, God, dude. Miss Owens' lawyers have moved to dismiss the claim. Owens, who has millions of followers on social media, has publicly repeated the claims on her channels. The allegations originated online and found an audience through French bloggers Amandine Roy and Natasha Ray in a 2021 YouTube video. So why don't you sue them? Oh, you tried and you lost. Right. Owens took to social media in March to announce she was waging her entire professional reputation on the theory that the French First Lady was born Jean-Michel Trogneau, the actual name of her older brother, before transitioning age 30. The conspiracy theory alleges that Brigitte did not give birth to any of her 3 children and that her first husband, a 69-year-old retired banker said to have died a recluse in 2020, never existed. It's probably her, like, maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know where those kids came from. Could be her nieces or whatever. Could be biological kids, but she had them when she was a man. Who knows? The claims, hey, they could have bought them on the open market, Pizzagate. You know, could have bought those kids on the open market. You just never know, dude. The claims stem from an article published in September 2021 by French far-right magazines Fate, whatever, which initially went unnoticed. Those allegations were seized upon after far-right blogger and Natasha Ray and clairvoyant Amanda Roy covered them in a YouTube interview that went viral. The Macrons won their initial defamation case against Roy and Ray, but the ruling was overturned on appeal this year on freedom of expression grounds. That's not even remotely covering what happened. Okay. They did not win the defamation because they proved that Macron was actually a lady. That's not true. Okay. They won on a technicality on some other claim that had to do with like her uncle or something. The Macrons were also appealing that decision. Owens said she based her allegations on what she called thorough investigation by French blogger Natasha Ray. The Macrons, in turn, filed a 218-page lawsuit in Delaware on July 23rd, seeking an unspecified amount of compensatory and punitive damages. These motherfuckers don't realize, dude, the world has changed. This is not the same world that you lived in when Alex Jones got cracked like this, dude. Okay? Like, now that our side knows we have the power, we're fucking shit up, dude. Okay? Like, this is not going to work. Even if they win, like, it's going to be bad. This is all bad. It's all bad for them, dude. Especially if it's true, which it seems that it is. Don't sue people because they uncovered your fucking secret. You know what I mean? Mr. and Mrs. Macron said in a statement at the time, because Ms. Owens systematically reaffirmed those falsehoods in response to each of our attorneys' repeated requests for a retraction, we ultimately concluded that referring the matter to a court of law was the only remaining avenue for remedy. That's hilarious because all what she did when you sent those was they sent back a list of questions. They were like, okay, we will stop saying this if you can answer these questions, and they refused to answer them. Ms. Owens' campaign of defamation was plainly designed to harass and cause pain to us and our families and to garner attention and notoriety. We gave her every opportunity to back away from these claims, and she refused. That's not true. She gave you every opportunity to prove that the claims were false, and then she would have backed away, and you failed to do that. You refused to do that, actually. It is our earnest hope that the lawsuit will set the record straight and end this campaign of defamation once and for all. A statement shared with the Daily Mail said Ms. Owens promoted a preposterous narrative, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the only way that they win this is if the court is rigged, okay? And I'm not saying that that is even moderately close to impossible, because I've seen way crazier stuff happen than a fucking rigged court against Candace Owens for the president of France, who is a globalist puppet, okay? Which would explain why they would want him in the first place, because they have a big secret, okay? Like, bottom line, Brigitte Macron is a kitty diddler, okay? It's not even up for debate that her and Emmanuel started dating when he was 14 or 15 years old. And now, all of a sudden, it's hilarious. Like, let me tell you what is the most hilarious thing ever. I'll tell you the most hilarious thing of all of this, okay? The same people who are constantly trashing the right and saying, oh my God, they don't even care about the Epstein files, when in fact, all we couldn't possibly do more to try to uncover the Epstein files. They're like, they don't even care about the kids. They support a PDF file. Those are the same people that are hammering Candace for this, when everyone knows that Brigitte Macron started dating Emmanuel Macron when he was 14 years old. Oh, you don't care now? Hey, now you don't care? They stand for nothing. They're frauds, okay? They are outright frauds. It's hilarious. I never get sick of them being the biggest hypocrites ever.